Okay, guys, welcome to our live Q&A call with Thriving Results Coaching. This is for my single man friends. Welcome to the call. Let me see if I can pull up my list of participants here. And I'm super excited. And with my new webcam, you guys can see extra clear my son's artwork over here. I'm not going to show that to you now because it's a bit off topic. So, I have had some great participation in the Facebook group. Thank you so much for those of you who are not in our Facebook group yet. It's Landing Your Perfect Partner. And I'm going to address those right now. So the theme for today, where are all the good, well, I'm just noticing that you can really see the reflection of my new webcam on my, let's just try this. Okay. I think I'm okay with that. Sorry, guys. Where are all the good women? So I get this question a lot, and we are going to dive right in today. Let me pull up my notes in front of me here. Okay, here we go. So I hear this all the time. There are no more good women left. And guys, the same thing applies for women. They say there's no, where are all the good men? Where are all the good men? And it's like doing this. Where are all the good men? Where are all the good men? My friend Jared Anderson, who is another fabulous coach, taught me that. You don't see because of the filter that you're wearing. You cannot see the good men because of the filter that you're wearing. Okay? So take that on. Take the coaching. There is an art and science to attracting high caliber women. There are gazillions, I'm exaggerating, okay? There are millions just in my country. High quality single women, they are all around you, but they're not showing up for a number of reasons. It's number one, your filter. So I want you to stop thinking it's outside of you and just take some ownership that, oh my goodness, what if how I've been operating isn't attractive to those women? What if they don't even come on my radar because I'm looking for my type? The filter that you're using is like, where are all the good women? Where are all the good women? So guys, this is your opportunity to sit on the edge of your seat and really get something new for yourselves. I want this to be very interactive. Please participate in the chat, whatever you're getting as we go. Okay, so the worst thing about dating is going out with people that aren't a fit for you. But what's even worse than that is falling in love with people who aren't a fit for you, and then the resultant heartache. So, I'm in a process of heartache right now. I just found out yesterday that I'm not on the same page with my favorite love interest. And wow, that was a shock. So I'm learning about being in communication with the people that I date, about where they're at. Okay. Darren, thank you for participating and thanks for being here. So we don't ever want you guys to be in the place where you are only seeing women you don't want to date. Can you relate to that, Darren? And again, I don't have my list of participants up here, but I'm really curious. Here we go. Okay, great. So you attract what you are. Concept number one. Here's what this means. If it's true that you attract what you are, so take it on like a pair of glasses, okay? You don't have to accept it as the truth, but if you look, you'll see a lot for yourself because it is really true from certain perspectives. Use who you attract as a mirror. Use who you attract as a mirror for what signal you're sending into the universe. So let's make this really practical, Darren. Would you mind being coached? And I want you to put something in the chat to the tune of, here's the kind of women that I'm attracting right now. That don't, the kind that, what about them doesn't work for you, right? So we did an event on this about 4 weeks ago. Yeah, about 4 weeks ago. And had a bunch of people there from around the world. It was so fun. and we coached some people live. So I'm going to give you an example that we coached a man and a woman, and the man gave the example of, well, I'm actually attracting the perfect women. Like, the women I'm attracting are awesome, and we're dating and we're having a great time, but every single one of them ultimately decides that I'm not the one. So that's an example of the kind of women that he's attracting. So look at the kind of women that you're attracting, and I'm going to teach you how to use them as a mirror so you can see what the signal is that you're sending into the universe. So with this guy, we had to take a really careful look, and these women were like, he's not, he's just not the one. When I asked, how does he relate to himself? He was like, I'm just not quite good enough. He was relating to himself like he's not quite the one he wants to be yet. And he was attracting women for whom he wasn't the one they wanted quite yet. So this is extremely powerful. If you're willing to take this on, like your life depends on it, you can transform your dating from this one concept. You attract what you are, and when it comes to dating partners, you attract the signal that you're sending out is pulling in a match for it, okay? So I don't see the chat. Let me try expanding my window a little bit. Because Darren, if you're participating, I can't see it. Come on. Sorry guys, technical difficulties. Here we go. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, well, I just don't see the chat. Let me try this. Okay, now I see the chat. Okay, Darren says, I seem to be attracting women who have trouble sharing their feelings. They're very reserved. Okay, good. So what signal would you be sending out that women who don't want to share their feelings are comfortable around you, that they're showing up in your life? What would attract that? And also, what space do you have around your own feelings? So there's two ways to look at this, Darren. You've probably heard it in that. I know you're really good at paying attention to what I say. I use words very intentionally. So think about what I said. How do you relate to your own feelings? Like, for example, you might not trust your own feelings. Like, you haven't figured it out, so you have to go to experts instead of listen to your feelings. That might be a way that you relate to your feelings. And another way is maybe you don't think your feelings are important. Like, one of the strengths that men tend to have is that they do not find their feelings actionable. They act on logic and their values. They don't act on their feelings. It's something that's really, really, really hard for me to accept about men, right? Because I'm like, well, if you feel this way, you would X, Y, Z. And it's like, no, if you're a woman and you feel this way, then you would X, Y, Z. But if you're a man, your feelings are really irrelevant to the choices that you make a lot of times. Okay, so Darren shared, here's how he relates to himself around his feelings. I'm careful about who I open up to. I have had trouble trusting people with my feelings. And that's exactly the kind of women you're attracting, Darren. So the next logical question is, what signal, first of all, how do you need to relate to your own feelings to make a welcome space for women to be open with you? I'm going to say that again. How do you need to relate to your own feelings and thoughts to create a space that attracts women who are open with you? This takes some intellectual effort, so I'm going to wait a second while Darren responds. I need to be less scared of getting hurt? No. Your brain is designed to avoid pain. You and anyone else who ever listens to this will not ever be less afraid of getting hurt. Or if you are, it's just until you're hurt again. And then your brain is going to go, I knew it. I tried to avoid this. I told you never to let this happen again, you idiot. At least that's what my brain says, okay? You do not need to be less scared of getting hurt. That's probably not going to happen unless you're like in delusion land. You're going to be scared of getting hurt. It's okay. You get to have what you want anyway. You don't have to fix that. Okay, so Darren, I'm going to ask the question again. This is for everybody because this really takes some looking, okay? How would you need to relate to your feelings and thoughts in order to attract a woman who is open with her feelings and thoughts? So you'd need to operate in a way that your feelings and thoughts feel, or it's an awkward way of saying it, like your feelings and thoughts have a path to be expressed. And then that's the first thing you'd have to get out of the way. And then you would want to attract or create an environment that attracts, listen to what I said there, that calls for other people to share their thoughts and feelings openly. And Darren, you're like, apparently you're the only guy on the list of participants, but it says there are 3, so I don't know what that's about. But anyways, I think you might be our only live participant, so we're counting on you here. No pressure. I should let my feelings come out a bit more. I should let them breathe. Okay, what do you mean by let your feelings breathe? What does that look like in practical reality? Oh, I'm going to share. So I'm somebody who's extremely open with my thoughts and feelings. And I use the word extremely because it's not always positive, right? It's not like moderately. It's not like wisely. It's like extremely. Okay, so for me, what will shut me down or create a barrier that I'm not willing to share my feelings and thoughts is judgment, rejection. Like those 2 are really strong. So let's focus on those for a second. So if a man is very judgmental of himself, all of a sudden I'm not free to share my thoughts and feelings, because if he's willing to judge himself that harshly, I know ultimately he will judge me that harshly. And it's like a gut thing. It's not a conscious thing. It's like if he's really judgmental on himself, then I am going to button up and shut down my self-expression. Okay, so Darren says he uses a filter. He's very careful on how he chooses his words. Okay, so what the environment you're creating is, it's not safe to say anything. You have to say it the right way. And that's the kind of women you're attracting. They're very reserved. They're just not going to say anything because that's safer than saying the wrong thing. Do you see that? And what I'm gonna say is the way to get this out of the way is to do the work to set yourself free. So I'm going to say this a couple times on this call because we have some other points we're going to hit, Darren. But for those of you who are like, I need help with this, great. Consider getting a mentor or a coach. And I'll talk about that at the end of the call. Like if you're like ready to draw a line in the sand and interested in our services, I'll tell you how to get in touch with us at the end of this video, or you can check out the comments. I'll try and put it in there. Okay. The next point is, what signal does it mean if you're not attracting anyone? I had somebody in the Facebook group share this comment like, well, I'm not attracting any women right now. Okay, good. And so that is going to be a demonstration of self-rejection. If you reject yourself, you will definitely not attract high caliber women, but most likely you won't attract any. So Darren, you don't have this problem. So, but the way you can look at it is, what about yourself do you reject or judge as inferior? What part about yourself do you condemn? That is self-rejection. That is something that will drive people away from you. And they won't even know why. They'll just be like, yeah, I don't really feel it around him. Like it's not really comfortable around him. Whatever area about yourself that you repress, reject, condemn, judge, those are the things that are going to repel good people. So I'm going to say that one more time. If you're not attracting anyone into your life, especially women, like let's say you're just not attracting any women, there's some work there to do on embracing yourself, on creating an environment where you fully accept and love you the way you are now. Like, stop trying to fix it and have some love and compassion for the amazing person that you are. Because right now, you're not present to your amazingness. You're present to your failure, and that's why you're not attracting any women. Most likely, okay? If you have a specific situation that doesn't sound like that resonates at all, reach out. Put a question in the Facebook group. I would love to speak to you directly, because it could be other circumstances. This is just a general answer. Okay. Next point I want to make. Don't overcomplicate this. Stop overcomplicating this. I have told you guys, if you've been on my webinar, you know the signal you send out, it's like the bait you put on a fishing line. You put out the bait, you get that kind of fish. Now, you guys are like, you're like putting a peanut butter and jelly sandwich on and throwing it out there. Like, you guys have there's not a lot of intentionality going on. Occasionally I see that intentionality, but that's where we are going astray. You guys are starting to swing a hammer without making blueprints, and you think you're going to build a 5-story hotel. You're not. You're going to fail. You're going to build something that's crappy, like a relationship, or you're going to keep trying to build a relationship and it's not going to work. Okay, so stop overcomplicating this. What I mean is, judge what signal you're sending by the women you're attracting. Then change the signal you're sending. And what I mean is, delete your dang profile photos. Go look for a photo that would be attractive to a woman that's like the woman you want. So Darren wants a woman who is openly expressive. What kind of communication, Darren? What kind of photo would call for that? Would call for a woman who's openly expressive to share with you, to reach out to you, to be like, oh, he seems interesting. I want to know more about this guy. That is the photo you want to put at the front of your profile if that were your number one thing. And it probably isn't. You just were trying to give me an example to participate, right? So pick your number one thing and send a new freaking signal, okay? If you want someone who is mature and that's your number one thing, send out a photo that a mature woman would respond to. And guys, this is great because good news, you're in a support group with an expert. Hi. This is my specialty, okay? You can put the photo you're thinking about putting in your profile in our Facebook group and just be like, hey, Elizabeth, I'm trying to attract a woman who's confident. What does this photo call for? And I will tell you from a woman's perspective. You're welcome. I love you guys. I keep saying that, but I mean it. My self-expression is having people be free and have amazing relationships. So that's what my life is for. Okay? Okay, good. So don't overcomplicate it. Just send a freaking new signal and see who shows up. Yep, that's right. So Darren, how many dating apps do you have a profile that's live in right now? And I'm going to let him answer. And while he's answering, I am going to say this, okay? If your profile is not a commercial for her future life, you're not going to be attracting the kind of women that's possible to attract. Okay, so back to our chat really quick. Darren says, I'm always afraid of overstepping my boundaries. Like, overstepping my boundaries is a horrifying thought. To make a move on someone and have them say, wow, what are you doing? Darren, why is that horrifying, dude? That would be exciting. That would be a signal that you are now interrupting. Darren, all of you guys, this is so brilliant, Darren. This is why I love having you on these calls, okay? You contribute so much. All of you guys, if you're not interrupting the estrogen brain, ain't you gonna ever make it into the desired romance box, okay? You have to interrupt her feminine energy. Darren, what I heard you just say is, I don't want to bother anyone. Psh, okay, dude. Then forget having a wife, okay? Husbands are really bothersome, okay? Really bothersome. That's one reason we find you guys so hot. You interrupt our freaking thinking, okay? So what are you getting out of what I'm saying right now? Because this wasn't the direction I was planning this call to go. Okay. And his other comments, by the way, are like he thinks he needs to be more open, more confident being out there, and not second guess yourself so much. Okay, so Darren, no. No, you don't have to change who you are. You don't have to like fix yourself. Here's the thing. When you start honoring yourself, you will step into more power and confidence naturally. Trying to be confident is counterproductive. But what you do want to do is love and honor who you are. If you're reserved and shy, love and honor that. Just I'm reserved and shy. Just accept it instead of making it like, oh, I should be more confident. No, you should be the way you are. Now, you're shy and reserved. I mean, I don't know if you are, but put in there if you are, because I'm trying to like read through the lines here. So if you're shy and reserved, great, be shy and reserved, but send out a signal to attract the kind of woman you want from your space of shy and reserved. You can even say that. That would be really smart. Like, you know what? This is really uncomfortable. I'm normally shy and reserved. And I just wanted to tell you, like, your eyes, I love your eyes. They sparkle. Or in your profile, you could say, typically I'm really shy, but I provide hilarious conversations, right? It's going to be a commercial for her future life. So you saying, I provide hilarious conversations for the people I spend time with. That's that's for her future life. She's going to enjoy funny conversations if she talks to you, or whatever's true for you. Okay. No dating apps? Okay, it's daunting after a while, like shooting in the dark. Yeah. It is shooting in the dark. That's why I started this group. I'm tired of you guys shooting in the dark. Okay, so Darren, here's what's authentic. He says, yes, I tend to feel shy, but I don't want to act shy. Perfect. So here's how that looks if you're being authentic. You want to do the uncomfortable thing of acknowledging how you actually are. Like, stop trying to fake being confident and just admit you're not. This is counterintuitive, but it's very attractive. It's very attractive to women. You want to say something like, oh, I've been wanting to talk to you all night, but I'm really shy and I'm terrified. And just watch her face. Darren, will you take this on? I want you to find a girl you would never talk to, but you really want her to talk to you, and say something authentic that could be really embarrassing. And admit that it's really embarrassing. Like, but it has to be authentic, like how you're really feeling. Like, it's really hard to talk to someone as beautiful as you. I'm terrified right now. That might be authentic. And believe me, you will get her feminine attention. Now, she might laugh at you. She might not be interested in you, but you will get her feminine attention. Did that land? Did that land, Darren? I'm looking at the chat. That's why I'm looking down. Come on. We need more people. Jeopardy music. He says, that would be honest. Here's the thing, guys. You have to be authentic to you to have to attract anyone high caliber, because high caliber women tend to be self-aware, deeply, authentically honest, real. So when you're real, even if you think it's socially awkward, she's going to it's like she can smell it. And it's like, what's that smell? Like, where are the cinnamon rolls? It smells good. And it's like, who are you? She'll get curious about, who are you? And when you hook that feminine attention, it's like my head gets turned and I'm like, wow, right? That's the kind of thing that goes on inside of us when you do something bold and authentic. So Darren, if bold isn't authentic, you have to be authentically shy. But it's like, this is a sign. This is American Sign Language sign for like expressing what is inside of you, right? Opening it up and letting it out, if you can see my hands. So you want to set it free. Okay, so the last thing there's some last little tiny points I want to touch on. You don't have to remember that sign. I don't recommend learning sign language to attract women. No, don't do that. So we have a comment from another listener. Steven says, where do I go to put myself out there? I'm on several websites. What else is needed? What apps, etc.? Okay, Steven, did you just get on the call or have you been listening the whole time? Because we've been talking about using the women you're attracting to identify the signal you're sending, okay? So what I'm hearing from what you have said is you're already out there. So now we want to evaluate the signal you're sending. It is literally not, okay, so depending on your goal in life, which dating app you choose will have a small impact, but 95% of it is the whole time. Perfect. Awesome. So Steven's been listening the whole time. So Steven, I'm going to draw your attention back. By the way, please, you want to chat earlier in the call, okay, so I can interact with you next time, if there is a next time. Sorry, I basically got dumped last night, so I'm kind of like in the space of like, if there is a next time. But anyways, all right, so you want to send the signal that you want to get back. So what kind of woman do you want? Or no, stop, don't answer that. Sorry, I'm doing the estrogen brain thing here, bouncing back and forth. What kind of women are you attracting right now? And you want to use that as a mirror for, number one, how you're relating to yourself. And then you want to send a signal for the kind you want. You want to intentionally put the none. Okay. So how do you relate to yourself? How much do you respect yourself and honor yourself? And here's some signs that you honor yourself. You set boundaries. You get your sleep. You tell people no. Those are signs that you are honoring your own self. So tell me a little bit about how well you're honoring yourself here. Because I had mentioned this a tiny bit earlier, but we can go into it a little bit. When you're not attracting any women, you're probably self-rejecting. And we want to look at where you're doing it so that you can see what you have to give up. So guys, you want to, in order to attract healthy, you want to live in the certainty of a future. So let me say that again. In order to attract high caliber, healthy women, and Steven, I do still want you to comment, okay? I'm kind of going to keep going with the conversation and then we're going to come back to your response. So keep thinking and go ahead and answer that question. Another part of it is living in certainty that you will find her. That requires that you train your brain to expect the victory, that you will have your perfect partner or wife in X amount of time. I recommend 18 months 12 months is really short. 18 months is really good for like a minimum of building something healthy. And here's the thing, guys. If you are truly sick of the dating game, but you know you really want either a family or a partner in life and you're ready to draw a line in the sand, my team and I reserve some time each week to have calls and talk to you about what we provide our clients. If you're interested in that, I'm going to drop it in the chat and I'll put it in the comments below, but it's thrivingresults.info/apply. Again, this isn't if you're just like lonely or you just want to date more. No, this is for guys who are like, over my dead body, do I want to live another 5 years and not find my partner? Like, I'm ready to dive in. I'm ready to draw a line in the sand. If you're ready for that and you want to invest in a trusted guide, thrivingresults.info/apply, okay? And then we will take 45 minutes to an hour and walk you through exactly what, first of all, find out what you're dealing with and provide what we provide for our clients and find out if it's a fit. And if it's not, that's cool too. So, Steven, I never got your answer, and it might be a little bit personal for you. Oh, wait. Like, where are you self-rejecting? You want to look at that, and you want to begin to honor yourself. You have to take your power back, and I talk about this in my webinar. So, if you want to see the webinar, oops, I typed that link in wrong. Hold on. .info/apply. I'll put in the comments how to access my webinar. Again, it's just for people who are like really, really serious. Like, they know their life quality would go up, their health would go up, their income would go up if they had an amazing partner. That person, check out what we offer. So if you guys want support and guidance to win this game, we've got your back. And we know when you have a bulletproof system, expert mentors, and a plan, you can get out there with all the without wasting time, without wasting your energy, and find several compatible partners that you can choose from. Okay. So, Stephen, I heard you say I've only been commenting on others' comments. Okay, so Stephen, we are going to wrap up the call. And here's what I want you to do. Here's what I'm inviting you to do, okay? Post in the Facebook group an answer to this question. What are you dealing with? And where do you reject yourself or judge yourself? And then if you want, put in that post, I want this to be addressed. And I will talk about it at our next live video, and we'll dive even further into it if you want. So I don't want to have you be in the spotlight if you're not ready to, right? You didn't like type in the chat till almost the end of the call. But if you're ready to really like, you know what? Yeah, man, fillet me. I want to see what's going on the inside. Go ahead and put that in our Facebook group in the chat, and we will definitely dive in further. Thank you guys for spending half an hour with me. I love you. Review this, take action, and I love having you live. So if you can, be on the next live call, and I'll talk to you guys later.